In this video, you'll learn about the 4 big activities that make up a capital campaign. If you are wondering what is a capital campaign, check out the link in the description to our other video. Hi everyone, I'm Nathan at The Savvy Nonprofit. I challenge and coach organizations to be their best. I've led fundraising efforts from a few $1,000s to a successful 7-figure campaign. On our channel, I share valuable insights from a decade of nonprofit leadership and fundraising experience. Our goal is to enable you to spend more time on your mission. We need your support to continue, so hit that subscribe button below and give it a thumbs up. Now back to this video. Most people are only familiar with the last phase of a capital campaign. Think big announcements, donor events, press releases, plaques commemorating people, and success. But there is a lot more to it. Keeping it simple, a capital campaign can be separated into 4 different activities: developing a case, studying its feasibility, fundraising quietly, and then fundraising publicly. These are sometimes referred to as phases. I have 4 foods here today that I'm going to use to make guacamole. I have an avocado, onion, tomato, and a lime. We'll say that each food is a different phase of a capital campaign. In the first phase, develop the case, which will be the avocado, there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes. This case is known more commonly as a case for support. It's really a document containing the collective group of ideas and facts detailing what you have to accomplish, or what you hope to accomplish, and the reasons why. Your goal is to take a problem and collect enough information that you can, in good faith, persuade your organization that the problem is a top priority and critically linked to the mission of your organization. At the same time, you're also going to be researching potential actions to address the problem. These actions will form the base of your vision. To do this, you've got to find your team. Ideally, you want at least 2 to 3 people, maybe more. They can come from the board or the general membership, but what's important is that they have a high say-do ratio. You want these people to be all in on your organization because you don't want to be left on your own holding the work. As people join your small group, it's easier to delegate. You'll need to do fact-finding and research. For example, a community center facing frequent unexpected maintenance costs might gather financial data and repair costs on the frequency of repairs, while also focusing on how budgets would be affected if the organization attempted to cover the costs with existing revenue. As you consider these actions that may solve the problem, you're actually forming the vision, starting to form your vision. It's good to be creative in this step. For example, the small group at the community center might decide to buy and move to a different building, build a new building, or invest heavily in repairing the current building. It's likely they don't have the assets to fund these activities now, and that's why they are considering a campaign. Whatever you land on, it's important that it's organized and cohesive, because in the next activity, you will source these ideas with your members to see what their appetite is for them. You're going to start with the organization's board of directors, get their buy-in before you go any farther. A project cost estimate will also be helpful for the next phase. Don't try to guess for yourself. Get a professional opinion for the type of project that you are undertaking. My energy is so high for this video, guys, because my wife says that is so important. Now here's the deal. I have added the avocado already to our bowl over here to make our guacamole. The second big activity in a capital campaign is studying the feasibility of the case from the first phase. Commonly, this step is referred to as a feasibility study. For the purposes of our guacamole, we'll say that's going to be the onion here. So let's peel back those layers. Essentially, in a feasibility study, people are going to go and meet or communicate with your key supporters in your organization to discuss the case for support that was developed in the first phase. You're hoping to learn what they think of the case. Is it something they're interested in? Do they align with it, and would they support it? This is a very personal step and relies on a lot of existing relationships, and it should be conducted in a professional manner with the support of your organization's leadership. Now, you can hire this out to a consulting company, or the organization may choose to perform the study on their own. Some of the factors to consider are budget and the existing relationship between supporters and the organization's leadership. At the conclusion of the study, the organization is going to review the results and decide either to proceed, revise the case for support, change the fundraising goal, implement changes from feedback received, pause for more research, or decide not to proceed at all. If the organization does decide to proceed, then the next phase, the quiet phase, starts. All right, I've chopped up the onion and I've added it to our guacamole. In this phase, potential supporters, I forgot, this phase is the tomato, the quiet phase. Potential supporters with large giving capacities and influence are approached and asked for support. It's easy to start with the people who you just interviewed during the feasibility study, because you just talked to them and they're familiar with what you're doing. This activity will continue until you have raised a substantial amount in commitments to your fundraising goal. Think 70 to 90%. I've cut the tomato and I've added it to our guacamole. As I mentioned earlier, the fourth activity, public fundraising, is a phase that most people think about when they think of capital campaigns. In this phase, there will be a large event or celebration to announce the campaign, followed by fundraising, mailers, phone calls, and more personal visits. The idea is that you're trying to get the word out to everyone who hasn't already heard that you're raising money for a good cause. You also need to have a robust gift maintenance program to handle the large amount of donations and required paperwork that's going to accompany all this extra communication. As you reach more people, there's a lot more to do. Think about thank you notes, tax acknowledgments, pledge reminders, overdue notices, on and on. Okay, those are the 4 big activities that make up a capital campaign: developing a case, studying its feasibility, fundraising quietly, and last, fundraising publicly. If you haven't already, check out our other video, What is a Capital Campaign? Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button below and like our video.